Hello everyone, I'm Claire Marie B and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be taking you through my May bullet journal setup. So I have a whole bunch of pens that I'm going to use today and a nice box of washies that I've put together. I think I've mentioned a few times in my videos how much I love washi tapes, and this month I've come up with a theme that will help me to use some of these a little more. So I picked a set that really go well together, a bunch of colours that I think will really match, and off we go. I feel I need to do a disclaimer here and flag that I am going to be using a sharp knife. It is a craft knife. It's designed for this purpose, but if you're going to repeat this, please do be super careful if you're using one of these knives. They are a lot sharper than you think, and you have to be careful as you're using them as well. You'll see that my design for this month is like a leaf pattern. I'm going to use washi tapes for these, and I'm also going to use my coloured pens. And what I'm doing is sticking the washi down and then cutting around the washi so that I've got a really nice straight and neat edge. I could use scissors and cut all of these out, but as the back of the washi tape is sticky, that's going to get quite fiddly holding that in my hands, and that's why I'm using the knife. But of course, the reason you have to be so careful with this is, number one, so that you don't cut yourself or knock something near you, which is a hazard of the knife, but also so that you don't cut too deep, because if you do that, you're going to go into your paper. So you'll see as I'm doing this today, a few times I make the cut and the washi tape just comes away, and it is so quick and easy to do it. Other times where I've been a little too light-handed with the knife and or a little more apprehensive, shall we say, with the knife, it hasn't cut right the way through. I've then made it really fiddly for myself in having to cut again and trying to make sure that I'm getting over exactly the same place where I sort of did an incision before. But I think by the end of it, I got there. The washies that I'm using, it's a random bunch. So a few of them, yes, they are part of a set. And then the rest of them are different ones that I have that I wanted to put together. So there's the green one with the leaf design on, and the ones that are the pinky colour, they are part of a set that I'd bought. I've had them in the cupboard for probably the best part of 2 years, and I haven't used them at all. So yeah, this is a great theme to try and use some of those up. The ones with the writing on, both the green and the blank one with the black writing, both of those are completely different washies that I have. And also you'll see me use some thinner washi tapes as well. Those ones are just random ones that I had, so I put them all together. When I did the colour scheme and I was looking at these washi tapes, I was trying to go for more of a pink, but for some reason this red really stood out to me, and the navy blue. And I think when I put it all together, it works really well. But I will flag something when I get to my calendar page, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that when we get to that spread. This was quite a long spread for me to do today. I don't know why I had it in my head that, oh, this isn't going to take very much time. I think probably because I felt that it was less drawing and things like that, but actually it was really time consuming and fiddly because of all the cutting out, but also the placing. Until I really got going, I didn't know which ones I would want to put where. It wasn't something that you could draft or practice very easily, or at least I didn't think that I could. I just had to go for it this morning. For the lettering, I just wanted to do an italic font for this. I decided to keep it quite simple because I really loved the pattern that was behind so much. I didn't want to cover up very much of this. So I decided to write May on my craft sticker and then put that on. I find with my punch, my corner punch, I really love it, but usually one of the corners won't go. All three will go absolutely fine, but always every month there's just one corner that won't end up going. Luckily, I didn't stick it down quite so solid at first because I put that down a little bit wonky, so I was able just to lift that back up again. So that's my cover page complete. On to my quote page. As I said in my previous video, I really want to improve my lettering. So I've decided to really try and do quote pages that are involved with a lot of lettering, not obviously great big essays, but I want to be able to practice the lettering each month. So I'm picking a quote this month which I thought was really apt: in leaving negativity behind, you find something beautiful. So that's my quote for the month. And that's my cover and quote page complete. So let's move on to my calendar spread. I wanted to repeat the nice bright colours and I'd used so many colours this month. I thought let's use the colours in a great pattern way and really make the most of all of the bright colours. I realised once I'd finished this that because the blue was such a deep colour, I couldn't use that to have a calendar box because writing over the top of that just wouldn't have worked. So I ended up ditching the blue, and in doing that I realised once I'd coloured everything in how incredibly autumnal or festive this this calendar colour scheme really is now, and I was so distracted by that I hadn't cut out my my sticky label properly, so I ended up having to put that back on the paper and then cut it again. So I definitely need to come back to this page and try and weave some more of the blue in and the leaves. I think it's because it's just so busy with the colour and obviously having to put all the boxes in for the calendar, it didn't leave an awful lot of space for the decoration, so doing the leaf design wasn't really an option, but obviously the page is now really taken over by the red and green, and all I can see is the red and green, and I'm so sorry because now that I've called it out to all of you, that's probably all you can see as well. But yes, I'm definitely going to come back to this spread and weave in some more of the washi tapes or try and get some of the blue in some way. It's super difficult. I might even go over May, maybe, and kind of do like a blue box or something like that. But as soon as I put the printed washi tape on here, I think that really lifted it. It's just, it doesn't seem to fully all go together in the end, and as I say, it kind of feels like it's come away from the original colour scheme. So on to my self-care and goals spread. So sorry about the little bit of focus there on the camera. It was trying to focus in on my hand based on where I had the focal point saved to. So for the self-care page, this is where I create a list each month of a bunch of different things that I want to do to really focus on me, or to try and be the focus at some point, because I get carried away with how much work I've got to do, how many tasks I've got to do, everything I've got to do for everyone else. So I try to do a list of things to help prioritise myself every now and again and do something really nice that I enjoy. On the right hand side of the page, this is going to be my goals section. So I'm going to have 4 goals in there that I want to complete. Again, I couldn't do the blue because it was too deep, the colour. So I included the blue under highlights in order to break the page up a little. And I think you'll agree, when I've finished the page, because of that blue, it does look a little bit different to the calendar page, and I've managed to take it away from a festive colour scheme. Sorry, I can't stop laughing at that. That's where I ended up. I don't know why. My brain obviously went there. I must have been thinking about, the holidays, Christmas in some way. I don't know. Maybe there's something. I think there's something about the weather as well. I haven't picked colours that are necessarily super spring. And I think that's because for the last week or so, it just seems to be continual rain here and a little bit chilly. So yeah, I think I've just stayed a little more autumnal and winter than I intended to. Onto my memories page. I loved the way that I'd done this a couple of months ago, so I decided to do this again with all of the boxes. Yes, I toned down the red and a little bit and tried to bring in more of the other colour greens, which I think has worked. But again, I will probably come back to this and put more washes in and things like that, and just really try and take it away from what looks a little bit festive. Obviously, if you recreate this, you can do it without the festivities. And here we are with my final flip through. I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you did, please hit like and subscribe so that you're notified of future content. And I will catch you in my next video. Have a fantastic May. Bye.